Yo, it's the Co.
And yo, it's the Cone. And today we're going to be doing our predictions for the semifinal and subsequent final for both the Champions League and the Europa League. We were also going to do the Conference League, but we both had West Ham, so we just kind of decided to move on from that. But we haven't told each other the predictions for the others yet, I don't think. I have a feeling of where you're going to go for some of them, but I don't think we've given our predictions, so it'll be new to us as well as to you guys. Marco, would you like to get us started off with the Champions League semifinal matchups?
So in the first one, we have my team, Man City, versus Real Madrid. And in the second matchup, we have Inter Milan and AC Milan. A rivalry, same stadium, None of the teams have to go far, it's their own.
Yeah, it's really cool to have a derby game, or derby game, however you want to say it, in a Champions League semifinal. We know it happened in the mid-2000s. There's that iconic picture of a fire going on, they had to stop the game because of how crazy it was in the crowd. So really excited for that to happen again.
And then we have a rematch of last year's semifinal, which is Real Madrid and Manchester City, which unfortunately City did lose, which was a bummer. I was on the road heading to Philly when I got a text message from my father that Real Madrid scored 2 goals in a matter of a minute and a half to send it into extra time, and then Benzema just ruined my dreams. So, I think this year's going to be a little different. I know the first one is played in the Santiago Bernabeu, and then the second one is in the Etihad. Do you want to start off? I want to hear your prediction first before mine.
Yeah, I'll go first since you're the City fan. Obviously, it's a really close matchup. I think it's probably the two best clubs in the world going against each other. They both handled their business in the quarterfinals pretty handily. It wasn't, no shocks, no surprises. Did really well. I have to go with City, I think. I know they have struggled in Europe for their entire existence, but at some point it has to change, and I do think this year is the year.
You want to do a score prediction? The aggregate?
Yeah. I think I'd go 5-3 on aggregate. I think it's like a 3-2, 2-1 type of thing.
I'm gonna follow you there. I'm gonna go with City. I see Haaland scoring a hat trick in one of the games. I do.
Wow.
I think the first game is gonna be 1-1. I think City struggle outside of home. You saw it in the Leipzig game. They struggled. They tied 1-1 in Germany. And then you saw again in Germany, they tied 1-1, but it was just a game that they wanted to control the entire time. I do see a 1-1 in the Santiago Bernabeu, but in the Etihad, I do see them winning 3-1 with a Haaland hat trick.
All right. I don't mind that. I don't mind it. Milan and Milan. AC versus Inter. Who do you got?
Before we start, did you see the clip with Rafael Leao and
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was hilarious.
International.
Yeah, the CBS Sports people are just incredible.
For my prediction, I don't see any team away, even though the fans do play a part. I don't see any team away.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a lot of goals. I think it's gonna be a 6-4, 6-5. And I think Milan. I think AC Milan win.
Wow. Um, it's really close. Inter have won 2 of the 3 games that they've played against each other. It was 2 in Serie A and 1 in the Supercoppa. I do think I have to go AC Milan as well, but only just. They're coming off the Napoli win. I just think top to bottom, their team is a bit stronger. It's not drastic. It's really close. Both matchups are insanely close, but I do think it's Milan 3-2 on aggregate. It's close.
Milan.
Huh?
Milan.
Oh, it's AC.
And now for the Europa League.
Well, we got to do our final. We got to do our final first.
Okay, we'll do the final now. We are doing our watch party for the final.
Yeah.
So if the teams that we choose aren't there, we'll do another prediction.
Yeah.
So that'll be later in the future. As of now, we both have City against AC Milan.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say City, like it's going to be good to see Pep Guardiola finally win a Champions League for City. I think it's gonna be a slow-paced game. I think City do win 3-1. Where is it at? It's
in Istanbul, I believe. Yeah.
I think they do win. I think they win 3-1 with Haaland at least going 2.
I think this one is going to go into extra time. I don't know if it's going to be penalties or extra time. Both teams, I feel like both teams have to score. The attacks are just too good on both sides for there not to be a goal in the game. I think I have City as well. Maybe 2-1 or 3-2 in extra time, or maybe it goes to penalties. But I think 3-2 City if I had to give it a score. It hurts me to say that though. It really does.
And now for the Europa League. Do you want to see the matchups?
Yeah. Okay. On the one side of the semifinal, you have Juventus versus Sevilla. And on the other side, it's Roma and Bayer Leverkusen. Marco, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, it was sad to see United off. Every team that I wanted to win didn't win today. Sporting lost, United lost, Bayern lost, and Union Saint Gilloise, however you say it, lost. I forgot Xavi Alonso was the coach of Bayern Leverkusen. Then I would have chose Bayern Leverkusen. But for the first matchup, Juve against Sevilla, I have Sevilla winning. The kings of Europa League, the kings of this trophy, they've won it so many times. I feel like they're gonna go to the final. I think they win easily 4-1 in aggregate. Juventus looked horrible today with a struggling Sporting team. What I've heard is that they haven't won at home in how long, and to end in a draw in Portugal was very hard to see a very okay-ish team in Juventus beat a very bad team or draw to a very bad team in Sporting. And in the second matchup, are we doing one and one? You go.
Yeah, we'll go 1-1. By the way, we are recording this the day the Europa League quarterfinals ended, so it's fresh in our minds. It's there, unfortunately for me. Yeah, I'm with you as well with Sevilla winning. they're like 8 points off of relegation, not doing well in La Liga, but in Europe, they looked amazing. They play in such like a direct way, and they're so sound both defensively and in attack. And I don't think Juventus will have an answer, similar to how United didn't have an answer today.
It's hard to play in Sevilla.
Oh yeah, the atmosphere is insane.
And you saw it in all 3 games that they played. And then for the second one, we have Roma and Leverkusen, like you said. I don't like Jose Mourinho. I really don't. Like I said in the overrated squad, how I had him overrated. I feel like today he got very, very lucky. I don't know why. I was watching it. I was very upset. He got very, very lucky. I think Feyenoord, just the defense wasn't playing how they play in the past 3 games that I saw. I don't like Roma going in there and winning against Leverkusen. What I saw today out of Leverkusen, they dominated the whole game. The second half, they started going down because, they just wanted to defend. But I did see a very, very passionate Xabi Alonso side manager. And what he's done to this team, what I heard today was he took over the team when they were in 17th place, and they're in 6th place right now.
Mm-hmm.
This team is ready to win the Europa League.
Yeah, regardless of whether they win Europa League or not, they're probably going to be playing in Europe next season because of their end of season place in the Bundesliga. This is my favorite matchup.
Yeah, it's gonna end. I think it's gonna be a 3-2. I think it's gonna be 3-2 Leverkusen.
This one's tough for me. I genuinely, regardless of Champions League, Europa League, out of all 4 matchups that we've talked about, this is my favorite one. I love watching both of these teams play. I think, Roma scored 4 goals today, and 1 was late that brought it to extra time, and then 2 were in extra time. So in the 90 minutes, they scored 2. But they just have I think the team is so good. They have the former United guy in Chris Smalling. They have Pellegrini, who's amazing. They have Bellotti, who I think is really good. El Shaarawy, what a legend. A great throwback. Tammy Abraham is amazing. Paulo Dybala is one of my favorite footballers in the entire world. I love that team, but then you look on the other side, and you have Leverkusen, who are also just amazing, as you said. With Xabi Alonso, they've been incredible. They have Jonathan Tah, they have Tapsoba, they have Frimpong, who's a United target, so I've looked a bit into him and how he plays. They have Moussa Diaby, they have Florian Wirtz, who honestly I forgot about when we made our U21 list, and I probably would have put him in the list. He's amazing. This one goes down to the wire, like you said. It is close. I think I'm gonna choose the experience of Jose Mourinho and some of the Roma players that have been there before, like a Dybala, and go Roma. I'm gonna go 3-2 as well on aggregate, but for Roma instead of Leverkusen.
So we have difference. I have Sevilla and Leverkusen, and you have Sevilla and Roma.
Yes.
You started off.
All right. A Sevilla and Roma final. I honestly couldn't tell you. The final is in the Puskás Arena, which is somewhere.
That's Budapest.
Oh, Budapest. Nice.
I think it is Budapest.
Another really close matchup. You have the Kings of Europe in Sevilla, or the Europa League at least in Sevilla, but then you have someone that you could say is a king of Europe in Jose Mourinho. Oh man, I think it's low scoring to a degree, like a 2-0 or a 2-1. The way I saw Sevilla play today, I think it's going to be tough for anyone to beat them in Europe. So I'm going to say Sevilla 2-1, but really close.
Didn't they play in the finals?
Say that again?
Didn't they play against Man United in the final?
When? Sevilla?
Yeah.
2018, maybe?
That went to penalty shootouts, right?
No, that was Villarreal.
Okay.
2020,
Yeah,
2021.
I'm mixing up my Spanish teams.
Yeah.
I have Leverkusen and Sevilla. I don't see Sevilla losing. I don't. They're gonna be back in Champions League football. I feel like they're putting all their effort in the Europa League just to get back into Champions League football. I think their main focus is to win the Champions League as of now, and it's gonna be a low-scoring game. Sevilla are always a low-scoring final game against Leverkusen, against any team. I do see Leverkusen putting up a fight. I do see them going into overtime. I do see a 2-2 going into overtime, but I think Sevilla is too strong in overtime. I think it ends 4-2 with Sevilla winning.
Yeah, 4-2. Wow, nice. All right. I'm with you there on the winner. I think if Leverkusen were to win, I'd be in the same boat. Score wise, if your comments or if your opinions differ from ours, put it in the comment section below. Tell us what you think we're wrong about, what we're right about. I believe this will be a couple days before.
It'll be the Monday before.
Yeah. So the day before Madrid, the day before the first leg of the first Champions League semifinal game. So you'll have time to say your predictions. Again, tell us what you agree with, what you disagree with. Any hidden heroes, someone who is a bit under the radar that you think is gonna be a big star in these semifinal games.
And maybe a watch party.
They're the final. Yeah. I think that's all from us. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment any other suggestions you have. And yeah,